Welcome to Detroit Class 313, the show that brings solutions to the concerns and issues of women. Now, on with the show. Here are your hosts, True Johnson and Dee Dee Morgan. Welcome to Detroit Class 313.
One is number one.
And this has been sponsored by Vocal Mob Magazine. We're here with my co-host here, True Johnson. I'm Dee Dee Morgan. And we're also here with our wonderful guest, Versandra Kennebrew. She is a life changer. And we're going to find out what that is during this show. Exactly what is a life changer? Why don't you explain that?
Well, a life changer is someone who impacts people's lives in a way that their life is not the same once you've had that experience with them. And it's really the only thing that I can come up with that would describe all of the different many facets of what it is that I provide for women entrepreneurs, and just people in the community in general. I tried to put it in a nutshell and say, okay, I'm just an entrepreneur, but it's so much more than that, because all of the things that I've studied, from massage therapy, holistic therapies, my life experiences, becoming a self-improvement teacher, all of those things really just came up to that one statement, life changer.
And how long did it take you to do that?
Well, it's taken all my life. It's really taken all my life, because it, started off with a 22-year career in retail and management and developing hundreds of store managers and assistant managers, and then moving from there and changing to a whole new career as a holistic health professional, and then moving from there and going back to school and becoming a self-improvement teacher. So it's many careers matched up, mixed in there together.
Wow. Well, I'd like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
All right.
And what we want to talk about today, making a transition, okay, because we're reading your bio. I read that you made some awesome transitions throughout your life, one of them being coming from a shelter.
Yes.
So you want to tell women today some inspiring things that they can do, making such a transition to get into entrepreneurship, ladies, having your own business.
Yes.
So you do a little in the health and wellness industry as well.
Yes.
So would you touch on your transition from a shelter into becoming such a wonderful life changer?
Thank you. I sure will. Yes. It's definitely a pleasure to talk about it. Every time I do, I feel like it's just such a wonderful thing.
Yes.
One thing that happened is, everybody said, well, how did you become homeless in the first place?
Right.
And I say very simply, I lost my mind. I lost my mind so that I can get a new one.
Right.
And, the question always comes following that, what do you mean by that, you lost your mind? Well, it really comes down to this. And, I think that everybody needs to lose their mind.
Sometimes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's mandatory, because as a child, we are taught certain things, and we're around our parents and friends and those type of things, and that gives us a foundation.
Yeah.
And those foundations are the things that's going to bring us through life. But then when you move and you get beyond that foundation time, when you're not a child anymore and you become an adult and you begin to be a free thinker and decide where I really want to be, then you have to reinvent. And that means that the thoughts and the beliefs that you had prior to sometimes have to totally shift. And if you're unable to make those changes, if you are in such a way that your mind is stuck on one single thing, then you end up being one of those people you see on the streets that's still dressed in the 70s and it's 2012. They got stuck.
In the past. Yes, I do understand.
Exactly. And so what happened for me is there was major transitions. I had a third divorce. Wow. So I was married and divorced 3 times. That's a major transition, all in itself, Then I had a second miscarriage during that time. So that's the major deal. I mean, people don't think of it sometimes, but I mean, you're losing a child.
Oh my
I mean,
right.
you actually carried a baby in your stomach, and then now it's gone. And one would send somebody overboard, So I experienced 2. And during this time, while I was doing this transitional period, was that second one. And then the company that I worked for 11 years that transferred me here to Detroit to care for my father who had cancer decided to go out of business. And so when they went out of business, I'm moving back here to Detroit, and I hadn't been here since I was 12 years old. So here I am, 39. I had no resources. I had no support system. I didn't know anybody in the area besides my father and my aunt, who both were in their 60s, late 60s, 70s. So they didn't have any real connection. So I had to start from scratch. And I was in the middle of this period where I was going to change my career anyway, because as a district sales manager running 22 stores in 3 states all across the East Coast, from Maryland, D.C., Virginia. And then I'm coming here to Detroit, and I'm saying, wait a minute. I'm stressed out. I want to do something that I have a passion for, and that's what sent me to school to become a massage therapist. So here I am, making this major shift, and then just everything just falls apart around me. And then the eviction, you lose your home because you don't have your job anymore, and you don't have the contacts to really grow a small business. So it's like, I was doing it from home, lost my home, so now what do I do? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's a major, major life transition. It's all happening at one time. I was raising 2 brothers. And those 2 brothers, the one that stayed in Maryland, he didn't come here to Detroit, but the younger one, he was going through his teenage years.
Exactly.
So here he was, 16, 17 years old, deciding he wants to find out what's happening on the other side of the world with the people who sell drugs and do that type of thing. He had never been exposed to those things, major stressors. So really, I didn't know.
You had to come up with some real serious ways to reinvent yourself.
Exactly.
Man,
Exactly.
and you look excellent. Let me just first say that you look very healthy and very well. And again, we know you have some wonderful information to give to our ladies out here. Ladies, we want you to know how wonderful you are, and this life changer here, she's going to tell you all some steps that you can take to reiterate yourself, get your mind back that you lost. So we want you to make sure that you come back after a short break and tune in and find out those innovative ways to reinvent yourself with our life changer. Thank you.
Thank you.
One is number 1. Trinity Chapel can provide you with funeral services, cremations, shipping, or assist you with pre-planning. Trinity Chapel Funeral Home is located at 20226 West McNichols, just west of Evergreen on Detroit's west side. Call us at 313-532-8182 or 8183. Trinity Chapel Funeral Home Incorporated, where your loved one is number 1.
Welcome to UNX Car Wash. We're not an average car wash. We offer full detailing services here.
Here at UNX, we offer in and out cleaning, full wash, vacuuming, dash wipe down, tire dressing, and air freshener. VIP includes our famous hot wax, interior shampooing of the carpet and seats, door panels, headliner, and vents, engine cleaning, minor scratch removal.
Dad, don't forget about the mobile washer.
UNX Car Wash also has a mobile washer. If you don't have time to come to us, we'll come to you. We're located at 3520 Gratiot, directly across the street from Fago.
To Detroit Class 313.
Welcome back, everybody, to Detroit Class 313. I'm True Johnson, and I'm here with the beautiful Dee Dee Morgan and the wonderful Mrs. Kennebrew, the life changer. And she has showed us some wonderful DVDs and shared some books with us. And this one is entitled, Thank God for the Shelter.
Thank God for the shelter. That is my testimony.
Okay.
I put it all in a book because I wanted to share what the process was of moving from homelessness to self-sufficiency and then learning to thrive again.
Yes, ma'am.
It's very, very important that you understand that there is a process.
Yes, it
you don't
is.
just jump from homelessness and then you get back on your feet and then you move to where you want to be and you're just there. It doesn't happen that way. So there is a process. It was an 8-step process that I took, and just some of the few tips, because it's a long process. I mean, it took me 5 years to really get back on my feet totally. And that is mainly because, first of all, a person that is homeless doesn't just not have a home. That person has major debt. That person has accumulated debt because of the eviction. It accumulated debt because your gas has been cut off, your electric has been cut off, your phone has been cut off. And to restore all of those things, one has to clean it all up. That means they have to pay their bills. And so it's really a long process. So I talk about budgeting and the importance of budgeting. I talk about how important it is to forgive yourself and forgive others, because sometimes we hold ourselves accountable to the point that we can't move forward because we're thinking about, I should have done, I woulda, coulda done. And come on now, ladies, this is the real world.
Yes,
I mean, you can't beat yourself up because you maybe didn't follow, procedures and do things that you knew you should have done because, hey, I lost my mind. Give me a break. You know what I'm saying? So you have to sit back and you have to say, okay, what are the things that I could have controlled and the things that were not in my control? So controlling the controllables was very important. Then again, there was just things like, how about forgiving those people who you think, like my father is the person who put me out of the house after moving here from Maryland. And I said, okay, my father loved me, so I know that he didn't do it because he didn't love me. He did it because he was sick. He had cancer. And in that process, what he was doing was dealing with his own sickness, and he was latching out on me by saying, you need to find another place to stay. So I could have said, but Dad, but my pride got in the way.
I want to hear about, there was a major vehicle that you had to kind of jumpstart your business. Tell us about that.
Well, the major vehicle really is health and wellness. What I did was looked at my own personal health and well-being. And I said to myself, wait a minute. When you lose everything, the first thing you do is start cutting back on what you provide for yourself.
That's right.
So what I did, I said, okay, if I do these things, then what is it that other people can do that can turn their lives around similarly, and that is entrepreneurship.
That's right.
So what I did, I looked back, get your own.
Having your own.
I looked back and I said, okay, what do I love? What do I have a passion for? Where are my gifts and strengths and talents? And I knew that I didn't want to go and create my own products. I wanted to find a product that I believed in truly. And then I said, I got to have the best. So I researched and I found a company and I said, yes, this is it. I started my own company. I began to bring people around me, other women. Who had passion and talent and gifts and talents. And I said, hey, let's pool together resources. Let's collaborate. Collaboration is a major key.
That's important.
No man is an island. No woman is an island.
There's no I in team.
Hey, there's no I in team. So one of the things that I did was really reach out and I just said, okay, let me cherry pick some ladies who I knew were gonna make it happen. And I said, hey, let's make this happen, ladies. So we built Team Healthy Detroit, HD. Some people look at it and say high definition, but that's all good too, because we are high definition, making some major changes in our community. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Team Healthy Detroit, we get together on a monthly basis at the Whole Food Market office. I'm not sure if you know about that. It's on Woodward Avenue in Midtown. There's a brand new Whole Food Market. No, this is right in Detroit in Midtown at Mack and Woodward.
East side?
Really? Right down in Midtown. It hasn't opened yet. It opens in May of next year. But there's a market office where they do community events. And these community events take place, and on Wednesdays, the third or fourth Wednesday of each month, Team Healthy Detroit gets together and we do Healthy Detroit seminars. And those Healthy Detroit seminars help women entrepreneurs, and we focus on women because women are the core people in the household that are really the nurturers, they make the real deal going down in the house. The women come together and they are responsible for the children. And then they are the ones that are influencing the husbands.
They're the actual pillars.
Exactly. Like our guest last week said, a human development specialist.
Don't you understand?
That was excellent. You know, like you said, you got to provide nutrition. And it's funny that you should say that, the health and wealth, because you can't have wealth without good health.
That's it.
Okay, wealth starts with good health, ladies.
It really does.
You know what I'm saying? So you starting, like you said, with the whole foods. Is there a difference between the whole food health store and the regular health stores like GNC and Whole Food Nutrition? Is there a difference?
Well, Whole Food is a grocery store, actually, is what it is. It is I would say more of a organic
standpoint.
Oh, it's organic.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that is their focus. They have organic meats,
Gotcha.
vegetables, all of
Gotcha.
those type of things. They spend a lot of time and attention in making sure that what comes to the shelf
Wonderful.
is the top of the line for
Okay.
the customers.
Okay.
They make sure not only is it the products,
Gotcha.
but it's also
Okay.
You gotta go.
They're giving me a cue,
Your
everybody.
break.
We're going
right.
to take a quick break. You're watching Detroit Class 313 TV 33 WHPR, and I'm your host,
That's
True
right.
Johnson.
And come
we'll
back
be right
with
back.
us.
Thank you. So, but yeah, that is excellent. That you should say that the whole.
One is number one. Trinity Chapel can provide you with funeral services, cremations, shipping, or assist you with pre-planning. Trinity Chapel Funeral Home is located at 20226 West McNichols, just west of Evergreen on Detroit's west side. Call us at 313-532-8182 or 8183. Trinity Chapel Funeral Home Incorporated, where your loved one is number one.
Welcome to UNX Car Wash. We're not an average car wash. We offer full detailing services here.
Here at UNX, we offer in and out cleaning, full wash, vacuuming, dash wipe down, tire dressing, and air freshener. VIP includes our famous hot wax, interior shampooing of the carpet and seats, door panels, headliner, and vents, engine cleaning, minor scratch removal.
Dad, don't forget about the mobile washer.
UNX Car Wash also has a mobile washer. If you don't have time to come to us, we'll come to you. We're located at 3520 Gratiot, directly across the street from Fago.
Welcome back to Detroit Class 313. Welcome back to Detroit Class 313. We're here with Versandra Kennebrew, the life changer. Versandra, let me ask you something. We have a lot of households here in Detroit, and of course, they're on aid. They're on food stamps. The Whole Foods Market, do they take food stamps?
Yes,
Excellent
the EBT, I think that's what it's called now, the EBT card. You would not believe. Most people think that you have to be poor, black, and a whole bunch of other things to get an EBT card. But you will have to understand that about 80% of people that
Have
receive
EBT
an
cards.
EBT
Yes.
card
Yes.
is not black.
Right,
And there's many
Really?
of them that live in West Bloomfield and
Right.
Novi
That is
and
so
places
true.
where the Whole Food markets are.
That is so true.
And
That's right.
yes, they have to make that accessible
Exception.
to all of their customers.
Okay.
So you do not have to use your EBT only in the ghetto stores.
Okay.
I see. Okay.
You can go to Whole Food
That's
Market.
good information.
Yes.
That's
so,
good
So,
information.
Miss Kennebrew, we know where you've been, where you came from, how you came up. Give us a specific step to tell the ladies that they can take after coming from a shelter to lift themselves back up. We know you said you paid off some debt. So how did you get new housing?
Okay, well, I'll just say the number one step is writing the vision and making it plain.
Hello. Writing
Okay.
that vision
You
down.
hear me?
That's right. I hear you.
I keep
Writing the
hearing.
vision. I started my journal even before the shelter.
Okay.
So my journal turned
Oh,
into
man.
my book.
Excellent. Man, it's funny
Beautiful.
that
My
you should say
first
that.
book, thank God for the shelter.
hear that, ladies?
Memoirs of a Homeless Healer. Memoirs. So this is
So
my
in other
story.
words, you made the negative the positive.
Hello.
Yes. Turn that negative into positive. They said taking lemons and making it lemonade.
Yes.
So I took that story and the steps that I was taking, put it in a book, and that book gave me everything as far as the self-respect,
exactly.
I felt so good
Along with the
completing
income.
something. It gave additional revenue stream.
right.
in the shelter, I actually got a job teaching massage therapy.
Beautiful.
So that gave me
Wonderful.
benefits and everything, and helped me. That boosted me
It
as I got a
boosted you
chance
up.
to move
Okay.
out of the shelter to self-sufficiency. I put that plan in action using my budget, using everything that I had learned
Got
in
you.
the shelter. Once I got done with that, then I decided what would I do in the next 5 years. In the shelter, I dreamed of a condo on the river. In the condo on the
All
river,
right.
I was going to really just have the peace of mind and everything I needed.
right.
Someone read that first book and said, I have a condo on the river, and sold me that condo on the river for $6,000. And I paid
Dreams
cash.
do. Give me a high five.
Okay, that's like 2 pennies or something.
Do you hear
Dreams
me?
do
Okay.
come true. So you agree God is receiving.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm
I
so happy
paid
for you.
cash, and listen, the experience was so divine. In the weekend,
Okay.
I earned $3,500
Wow.
selling massage gift certificates.
Oh my.
I went down, I wrote the vision again.
Okay.
I listed 50 clients that I would go and solicit to, sold those gift certificates, $3,500 the day of closing. A friend of mine asked me, do you have all the money? I said, no. She said, what you gonna do? I'm showing up.
I'm showing up.
And she said, you know what God told me?
Oh my goodness.
To help you.
Isn't that
She
beautiful?
gave me the balance and gave me 90 days to pay her back.
Wow. So
Putting it on paper, taking it out of your head, putting it on paper, speaking it
Yes,
into existence.
that's right.
Writing, speaking, and visualizing is what brings me to the second book.
okay.
All
The
right,
Art of
beautiful.
Reinventing You. Ignite your imagination.
Can't you imagine? Do you have a website, Miss Kennebrew?
Versandra Kennebrew, INTL.com
Give
is
it
my
to
website.
him one more time.
Versandra Kennebrew, INTL.com is my website.
Okay.
You can get all of the books, DVDs, audio books. I started producing material that would be resources to help anybody in any
Okay.
life
Isn't
transition.
that beautiful?
Yes.
In
yes.
other words, what you're telling us, ladies, she's telling us there's really no excuse.
There's no excuse.
No excuse.
There's no excuse
For
for,
not
us
making
not
it
to be
happen.
productive.
That's right.
You have to be able to dream. though.
Even
See,
when you
this is the
fall
problem.
down, that is the problem. We do forget to dream.
Yes.
So like you said, writing it down, ladies, forming it in your mind, seeing it first, speaking it into existence, writing it down, and then following that plan. Because ladies, it starts with us. Life begins with us. That's what Detroit class is all about, bringing solutions to our issues, bringing wonderful people like Mrs. Kennebrew, her books. She has a wonderful website. So if you don't see opportunity, ladies, create an opportunity. If you don't see one, make an opportunity, because you are a woman, you are a goddess, you're precious, and you can do that. And we want to present you with this beautiful gift.
Oh my
Detroit class
goodness.
loves you so much.
Oh my
Okay, we
goodness.
just want you to
My
have that.
favorite
'cause
color. You
is
see all
it
this
purple?
purple.
It's prosperous.
Yes,
Okay,
it
we did
is.
our research. We know, but we looked at your information, and we want you to have that on behalf of Detroit class. We love you so much
We
for
do
your
love you.
information.
Thank
We
you
love
so
you
much.
for being someone strong. You fell down, and it's okay to fall down, but get back up. Don't just lay there. You know,
Get
by
back
all
up.
means, make it happen. Any means necessary. And don't forget to vote, everybody. You know, we got our elections coming up. We want to get our president back in there. So everybody take advantage of that. Would you like to elaborate on something, Dee Dee?
Yes. Ladies, this show is here to feed us
Yes.
and use this show.
Yes.
We want to thank our sponsor, Vocal Mob Magazine. They're right behind us. And that's run by a woman. We have talents and skills
That's right.
we can use. There's no excuse. None.
None at all. Man, we had an excellent time last night, too, at the National Black Business Association. We want to say hello to them. Ladies, you can
Hello.
go to the website and you can check that out, National Black Business Association. Just black people doing big things, making things happen, and we love them for inviting us to that wonderful event. So go to the website, check that link out, Detroit class. Shout out to the domestic violence survivors. This is Domestic Violence Month. We want you to know we love you. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Awareness Month. So, ladies, please do your self-help mammograms. You can do that at home. Check the website. There are links. And again, we're here with Mrs. Kennebrew, and she has these wonderful books and DVDs. Thank God for the shelter. Would you like to elaborate on something else?
Yes, I would like to just say Behind the Mask of Homelessness is next Thursday at the Matrix Center. And I'll be the guest speaker.
Is that on your website?
Yes, it's on my website. And then also there is an awesome expo that's going to be taking place at Russell Bazaar next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Women's Empowerment. I'll be teaching social media there as well.
Detroit class will be there.
Yes, so it's going to be an awesome opportunity for people to get some new knowledge and things that can help them to move forward.
Beautiful.
And I want to thank Brandy from Aaron D'Angelo.
Thanks, Brandy.
The Hair Salon. 313-459-5413.
We're Detroit class, ladies. I'm your host, True Johnson. This is
And
your
I'm
host,
Dee
Dee Morgan.
Morgan.
We love you. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.